What up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel, Dap Universal. I'm Dap, so coming back at you with another pick a card reading, and today I didn't like this instant all the way. Hold on one second. I didn't do that right, but no, today we doing actually y'all voted. I knew we was doing some messy shit. I knew we was going with what's the gossip because you know it's first of the month. I give y'all one a month because like just to keep the the bullshit at a minimum. Because you know, toxic, but it's satisfying. You like it. So I asked y'all, what do y'all want to see? What's the gossip about you, like normal? Or what's the gossip about them? Y'all said them, so we're about to be real messy today. We getting all up in their business. I don't know where it's gonna go. I'm not trying to pull anything bad either, but I just feel like it's gonna be a messy ass reading. So just pick a pile. I thought I'd at least start off on a cute note. So the cards that you're gonna be picking from are gonna be these flower oracle cards, all nice and dainty. You know, just pick one of these before we get into the bullshit. Pile number one is the Gladiola. I guess it's like that. Pile number two is the Sacred Lotus. And pile number three is the Gerbera Daisy. So Daisy, Lotus, or the Gladiola? Gladiola? If you're visual, just look at them. The timestamps are going to be in the description below. Like and subscribe to the channel. And by the way, if you're watching this when it's filmed, it is a full moon in Capricorn coming up. We do have a sale going on there. Check the description for that too. But yeah, I'll see you at your reading. For now. What up, pal number one? If you chose the Gladiola, Gladiola, this one, yeah. Welcome to your reading. So I thought we'd start off kind of soft and cute before we go into God knows where. But this flower represents strength of character and moral integrity. And there's a quote here, a long ass quote by Helen Keller. Okay. It says, character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experiences of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. And who else, could say better than Helen Keller? That's very true. But so we have that. I'm gonna leave that there. And I know kind of where it's going is about looking at the cards. This is a person who seems to either, because remember we're talking about what's the gossip between like them, not you this time. So this person seems to have either overcome a lot of like shadowy type things, like dark moments, or like just having like bad luck, or like, but it's all been at the hands of them though. It's like, yeah, I see this Judgment card, and I see the Wheel of Fortune. It's like saying it's not so much like all of it was just because of circumstances or things out of their control. A lot of them were directly in their control, but I think they kind of recognize it. I don't think this is a pile that's stunted in growth or like immature. This feels like a very mature energy to me. No matter how old they are, I feel like they just kind of, something clicked. But they pulled this archetype because everybody got an archetype, and it's the Temple. And that is number 39, which to me broke down to like 12 and 3. And 12 and 3 is like this energy of like the Hangman and the Empress. So on one side they feel self-sacrificing, or like they had to sacrifice something, or they had to like make some kind of choice that wasn't exactly what they thought it was. Some of them went into this thing thinking that getting bamboozled. Some of them feel literally bamboozled with the Wheel of Fortune being in the negative. It's like, so something could have happened to make them feel like they got talked into something, or they were like naive about something, and they really got burned. Like, it was a bad call. And once they realized that, it was too late. So I think they came out a lot wiser, but but they had to go through that period of victimizing themselves or blaming like the other person so hard. It's like, well, you know, on a certain level, you kind of choose to be taken advantage of it at a certain point. Like, if something sounds too good, you wanted to believe it. Not to say that it's completely your fault, because that person didn't have to be a piece of shit, but there's a part of you that kind of accepted that lie if it sounded just way too good. Just saying. But I'm gonna pull. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna read what this Temple card means. It says, the sanctuary, the shrine, and the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land, and we are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy. A symbol in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places, visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone, money, material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. It's talking about a sacred space being anywhere and everywhere that you are, because you are sacred. I love that. When it's in light, it's reverence for all, life as sanctuary. When dark, it says idolatry, cults, strict spirituality. Go deeper. Now is the time. Okay, so I get that. It gives me like Hierophant vibes. That very, very, very thin line between devoted and dogmatic, meaning like culty. Like he's like, yo, okay, now this has gone too far. Before you know, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. It's like there's something to say about feeling empowered and then giving all your power away. But and it kind of feels like that, like that thing that this person is still carrying around with them. Like they feel like they got tricked by somebody. Maybe they got cheated. You have to put yourself in the situation for the person that you're thinking about. But it's like they carry that with them, and I feel like it's easy for them to want to just say fuck it and just give that power, like just give that power back and say like I'm the victim, like this happened to me. But I think a lot of them realize that it does them no good, because I see the Three of Swords in reverse. The Three of Swords in upright or in reverse is about disappointments and heartbreaks and like going through really hard moments where it just hurts. Like it feels like the worst emotional pain. It almost feels like physical pain. It hurts so bad, right? Like you know what that feels like when you just let down beyond let down. And especially when you do it to yourself, like, you know, when you like when you do have that moment, 'cause everyone's been naive, and you have that moment, it's like fuck, like damn, I did it to myself. And so like they acknowledge that at this point, and I don't think they stop blaming other people. But people are saying that they don't realize what they're blessed about, because the Wheel of Fortune is upright. The Wheel of Fortune upright talks about you are blessed. This was a blessing in disguise. Like who knows what would have happened if that thing that you asked for would have happened, or that thing that you asked for in that way didn't exist. You wanted the easy way out, or the easy way to get it. So you let yourself be tricked. I see offer, Venus. It could have been an offer in love. It could have been a romantic situation for some. It could have been you. I was playing. It could have been shit. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Guarded, vulnerability. And we also have thoughts, isolating. And this could be a woman for some of y'all, like a feminine. It doesn't have to be romantic either. I think it taught them a lesson. I think for a lot of them, this vulnerability isn't so much it's not so much being guarded in a bad way. I think it's being careful. I think it's having discernment. Because when people deceive others in that kind of way, it's only because they feel like that person has something that they don't, or that they want. Like people don't scam and deceive people because of any other reason other than that person that they're trying to get to has something that they want. So they have to see the value in themselves and stop beating themselves up over it, because it doesn't matter no more. And this person could be, I got Sagittarius, Libra, Scorpio, Leo. Life path number 3s, life path number 9s, life path number 7s, y'all. The person could be heavy on the water sign, Scorpio energy. But I really don't know where I think that's it. That was kind of mild, wasn't it? But I don't think these need to be all day long. We do this once a month. You know, sound off in the comments if it did resonate for you with the person that you're thinking about. Let me know the context. And yeah, until next time, guys, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye. What up, pile number 2, if you chose the Sacred Lotus? Welcome to your reading on what's the gossip about them. Not just, y'all say, I don't want to hit, I'm tired of the bullshit about me, Dap. You always talking shit about me every month. Like, let's talk about somebody else. I said, okay, I hear you. So whoever you're thinking about, this can be platonic, romantic, it doesn't really matter. It can be a family member. It's not even going there with it. This is just about what's going on with the person that you're thinking about or the person on your mind. I see the underworld, and the word that's printed on this lotus card, by the way, is enlightenment. I mean, go figure. The lotus does represent like spirituality. It's like the most spiritual flower. You see it on everything, right? It says, no mud, no lotus. I can't say this person's name though. It's from Thich Nhat Hanh. Y'all let you see it. Can you see it? Y'all can't see it either. It's blurry. Fuck it. I can't say it. But with the underworld card that comes out with it, and I was gonna read the definition of all the archetype cards, but I'm not gonna read the definition of the underworld card. I read it, but I'm not gonna read it out loud because I live that life, and I feel like I don't need to read it out the book. But I am gonna do this instead. I'm gonna pull these crystal gemstone cards to give us an angel message instead. So y'all are my special pile. So there may be something really, okay, it may sound corny because I just said that, but there may be something really different about your energy. I do get that, like maybe you were meant to kind of go through the trenches just so you can relate to people, just so you can relate to people who go through it as hard as you do and navigate them towards the light. But it's more like a leading by examples kind of thing. It's not about being over anybody. It's not about being above anybody or better than anybody. It's just like that you weren't meant to be in the dark forever. It's just what it is. The lapis lazuli, that's fitting. It says, are you listening to your inner guidance? Let go of the extra stress in your life and release the obstacles that cause frustration. Align with the angels and allow divine orchestration to light your path to bring you to the right place at the right time. Flow and allow your inner guidance to show you the way. Listen to that small, still voice within in order to find the answers that you seek. On the back it says Archangel Michael. I am focused. I see, sense, feel, and know the truth. I follow my intuition, and it's easy for me to meditate. My entourage of angels orchestrate my life. I receive messages all the time, and I follow my internal guidance system. Wisdom is innate within me. And that's the beautiful part about this. I feel like y'all are like star seeds, crystal children, basically come down here with a higher vibration just to heal people, just to kind of bring the light into this realm. But like, I noticed this because like this is something I resonate with. Like, no matter how bright your light shines, you come down here and you still have a shadow. It's like in the brighter that light shines, as bright as it shines, it's like your shadow is just as dark, or your demons can be just as heavy as bright as that light. And that's something that people don't realize or people don't see, because when we talk about the light, it's like, oh, they're just like it's like we think of it as if there's no darkness in that person, or like darkness cannot exist within the light, and that's the only way for anything to exist. Everything is a polarity here. It's like, if without darkness there would be no light. What would the difference be? It would just be, right? Like, it'd be nothing. Everything has to have a polarity. So we're not talking about good and bad. We're just talking about going to those really, really, really fucked up places to get you to know the difference between the light and the dark, because you got a purpose. And it's regarding that very thing. How can you show the light if you don't know what it looks like? And don't nobody want to hear that when they're going through that bullshit, but like, it's the truth. By the way, you may be a Scorpio, Pisces, Libra. I do see number 48, which is 12-3. And that is the energy of, again, the Hangman and the Empress. So you may be drawing the pile number 1. You may have came from pile number 1. Those are exact numbers, sorta. I think theirs was like 39 and that was 12-3. This is 48 and that's 12-3. So same cards. And what we got from that is like this feeling of feeling sacrificed somehow, or feeling victimized somehow, just to end up in that Empress energy, which is abundance. It's a little different from pile 1. I think this one, it goes from feeling like I'm stuck and hanging upside, like everything is just happening to me, to like a really quick shift to like, bam, okay, I'm out. It's like you spend a certain amount of time, maybe a long ass time, in like a dark night of soul, or just the underworld as I call it, which is that place where you just kind of hit rock bottom, or you just can't get together, or you're plagued with certain things like say traumas and like mental illness or like addictions. It's like even people of like light workers and healers a lot of times have to suffer those things for real, just so we can understand what we're working with. Who's gonna sit here and take you seriously if you ain't going through the shit, you know? This is like, you gotta have some credentials, and this kind of work you don't go to college for. It's like the the plaques that you hang up in the and the degrees that you hang up. It's like, it's life experiences. It's like look what I went through. It's like, I understand that is your degree, that's your qualification, you know, that real hard life experience. And the thing is, the Two of Swords in verse comes up in the negative. So about this person, and I'm talking about you because I feel like if you are thinking about this person, I feel like it's mirrored within you. That perhaps something so heavy come out in like a gossip reading about somebody else, because that went really heavy when I wasn't trying to. Like, it went like somewhere like real, and I was being messy, you know. So it's like, if that resonated with you, like, this about you too. We're gonna get in their shit, but like, I'm just saying, I feel like that resonated with a lot of y'all. But them I feel like they either are having a hard time going through some kind of like, no, making some kind of decision. It's not a hard time making a decision, they're just not making a decision. It's like, I know what to do, but I'm not gonna do it. And that's it's like, if I just do nothing, it's like having, because it's like maybe what they have to choose from is like maybe a fucked up situation versus an even more fucked up situation. So why would I want to choose? Why would I want to choose that? Like, why would I do any? No, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to think about that. I'm not doing that. And it's like, little do they really like understand that if you don't do anything, you're just at the mercy of whatever the fuck happens, and it may not be what you needed. You know, like, take action in your own life. You do have disharmony triggers conflict. But two cards that flipped out together was self-love, creation and intentions, and remember and awaken. So whatever that is, it feels like being triggered into like the light. Because remember talking about the underworld, being triggered into a place where you're just broken, right? With this disharmony and like, that's what I mean. That's either something that they are just getting over, just going through, or is about to happen. I feel like it's fresh either way, because and it goes back to this idea of like, I didn't make a decision, or I didn't choose the right thing, and I knew I was like, you know, it's like, yeah, you put yourself in a situation where you're even well fucked up. Only because you don't want to acknowledge it or just like deal with it. And that's I mean, I get it. Either way, they end up in a good place. It's just one's kicking and screaming and the other one just kind of willingly goes. But it's like they get to the same place. It's fine, I guess, right? The neutral energy, you do have the Apprentice of Arms, which in this deck I think is the Knight of, not the Knight, it's the Page of Swords. Learning new ways of being, learning new ways of having to like think and everything, because like you, after so long, it's like making crazy decisions or making decisions out of like chaos, or like triggers or like anxiety or being in survival mode. You notice that those aren't real good. It's not that you didn't make good decisions, they weren't good decisions, but those weren't influenced by your own like sense of self. You were making decisions because you felt like you had to do something, or like it's like always in hyper mode or something like that. So it's like this person is having to learn how to not be that way anymore. Like, how can I calm the fuck down? How can I stop the thoughts from like, it's like this person is plagued with a lot of thoughts and like ideas that may not even be so much a reality as a distortion of reality. Like, it may be not good, but it's like they seem to think the worst because their mind can take it that far because they've gone through some shit, okay? Just like, they're automatically gonna be like, okay, this is gonna be some bullshit. It's like, it's not gonna be that bad, just deal with it. It's never as bad as you think it's gonna be. No, it's gonna be some bullshit. They just don't, they feel like they don't have the strength. And so people are talking about like how someone may be in a situation, right? And they're not doing enough to help themselves out. It's like, you know what you're doing. Like, you know the answer. It's right in front of you. Like, why won't you do it? You have soul ties and reunion. This could very well be about, like, say, a karmic partner, or just someone that's, it's supposed to be hard. It's like walking away from anybody that you have a soul connection to, whether it's a soulmate, soul tie, karmic, whatever. That's why it's a test. If it was easy to walk away from this person, if they was awful to you, then it wouldn't be a test, now would it? We wouldn't be thinking about this bullshit. We'd be talking about something else. But like, it's supposed to be hard because that's the that's the lesson. That's how you learn. If you go, if you can do what's best for yourself and do what's the most honoring thing for yourself and that person, even when it's hard, you pass the test. You know, if you hear all the time your guys are like, leave that person alone, leave them the fuck alone. It's like, you know, and you still fucking with them. It's like, you know, you knew. But I think this person is definitely trying to get to somewhere better because there's nowhere else to go. The positive, and there's really nowhere else to go. The positive is the Nine of Cups, the wish card. Beautiful things on the other side if you just do what's best for, like, if they just do the thing that everyone's like either telling them to do or like saying like it's right there. Like, it's like, I don't even feel like people are like coming at them like crazy. I feel like they're just like, why don't you know, it's like it's right in front of you. It's like a horse like dying of thirst, like at the water, like right there, like face died in, like just fell in it, like bitch. It's like it's right there. And the beautiful part is, it's like, I think they're gonna get to a much better place, and it's like really quick. The Nine of Cups is like, you got what you wanted. You got more than what you wanted. She's looking kind of smug about it in this deck. I like it. They came to the light anyway. It's like you're gonna get there. It's like maybe this person has like some kind of talent or some kind of skill, or like maybe they're into like art. It's like being in the underworld, being in the dark, but you have like some kind of gift or something that can kind of get you through it, or it's like that kind of feeling. They may have that going for them in either art or like just something that helps them tap in, or they have to tap in order to do. It's like they've been meditating, doing whatever that is without even knowing they were, or like they've been tapping into the spirit like for a long time in that artist energy, because you do tap into the other whenever you like zone out, whether you painting or like playing the guitar or whatever. It's like this person does that quite easily, and so I feel like it's tied to their gift. And I also feel like this may be a friend for you. I don't think you were thinking of somebody like, what's my low down cheating ass hoe ass, you know. I don't think he was going on that. This feels very friendly. Hell, it could even be you. I feel like this is the power that mirrors. I kept calling you them, and like I picked up on that, but I'm like, I feel like it's gonna resonate with a lot of y'all. And if it did, let me know. Sound off in the comments. We do have a sale right now going on, and I got a new little way of paying, so it made it real easy for you, real simple. Just check out I'm gonna show you on the screen, but check out the description below if you want to check out the full moon in Capricorn sale if you're watching this when it's filmed. But until next time, guys, remember, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye. Bye. Gerbera, this daisy, the Gerbera daisy. I'm gonna say that. The Gerbera daisy. Welcome to your reading. We talking about what's the gossip on them this time. Extra messy, but they haven't been that messy. I'm not gonna say I'm sad to say, but like I'm a little disappointed to say that they ain't been too messy. It's been you know, it's not as messy as I thought it was gonna be, but I don't really control the reason. I guess that's where we are. But it's not over yet. I don't know. I do want to point out some things before I like start reading these people. Is that there's this theme of death and rebirth, a lot of that, and Scorpio energy has been like rampant all through like the piles. And as I'm filming this, it is a Scorpio moon right now, so it makes kind of sense. I'm a Scorpio moon myself. It's like the energy is strong right now today. But it's about transformation, but they all kind of have their own way about it. This person is represented by the Gerbera daisy, which says purity, cheerfulness, and innocence. It says the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. Nick Nat Han. They said they were the author of the other one. Pile number 2. If you're drawn, you may Y'all may have been drawing all the piles. Who's just sitting here watching all the piles? If that's cool, just say hey in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Because like somebody that watches this bitch the whole way through because I keep picking up on your specific energy. It's funny, but I am going to read this archetype. I didn't read the last one. I'm going to read this one for this pile. It's Thanatos. It's one of these archetype cards from the Kim Kranz collection. And it says death. It is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation. But the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth, witnessing the ending of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our heart, signifying we have touched the cusp of the underworld. Ooh, yeah, like watch bottom 2. Of the underworld, and will return to the land of the living eventually with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies initiation into the underworld, but in a different way. You may be drawn, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, like Pile 2's archetype card was in fact the underworld. And I feel like when it talks about that initiation, because this is a higher card than the underworld. The underworld, it's not like this was in order. No, the underworld was way back, cards and cards ago. This is about being initiated into it, meaning that you have mastered the sense of the underworld. The underworld is no longer, you don't feel like you died and went there. You feel like you transitioned and you ended up having to master some kind of skill. You can go down back into the underworld and know how, you know what you're dealing with. You know how these hard situations like that people deal with who may be on the street. It's like a really down there energy, and it's like you had to figure out how to survive there. And that's how it is sometimes. It's like I think we're all born with advantages and disadvantages, and I feel like, yeah, sure, you can always overcome those. You can become somebody, and yeah, you really can. But it's like we can't underestimate, or not. Well, I won't say underestimate. We can't not acknowledge that some people just do have more advantages and disadvantages. It's like being in a race and someone's starting off just a few feet ahead of you, and you're expected to win every time. It's like, no, it's like it may take you longer. It may be harder. You can still do it, but it's like, I feel like this person had to maybe go a darker route. You know, maybe it's like they had to do some things because they had to do them, because they had to survive. It's like they had to do some shit. Not because they were bad people, but because they had to do what they had to do. And it's like, it didn't harden them, but it did change them. And I feel like this Thanatos card speaks of like, it's too love and light to kind of just say transformation when we talk about death. And like, I loved how it talked about a nuance. I've never read that card before. It's like saying it could be changed for like a darker energy, but you know, we're not talking about good and bad. It's just different. It's not, I'm healed. It's like, no. It's like, I did what I had to do. I'm healed now, but like, I know some dark things. And I say that because it has kind of played a big role in relationships for this person. The two of relationships and their relationship with money. Relationships and the relationship with money. The Two of Pentacles come up, not the Two of Cups. That's the Pentacles. They may put material over the relationships because material is something that doesn't, you know, traumatize them in a sense. Like, it can't hurt you, it can't scar you, it can't say bad things to you, it can't abuse you. You know, you can't abuse it. I feel like this person's been through the ringer when it comes down to trust in other people, because they do have this light, this purity, cheerfulness, and innocence. Someone like robbed them of that, and that's the whole thing. It's like saying that, yeah, you may have had to grow up, or like you may have saw some things that maybe you shouldn't have at a certain age. Like, you know, I get it. But it's like saying that innocence didn't go anywhere. It's still within you, because that inner child is still within you. It's like, if you can heal from this, if you can go if you can find a way to reach that inner child and nurture it and let it know that it's okay, that you overcame it, and like talk to it nice. It's like there's so many exercises to do with the inner child. They all sound kind of like, what? Write a letter to this person. Like just do it. You can find this all online for free. Like there's countless books on Kindle about it. Like just exercises about healing that inner child wound. And a lot of times the exercises feel kind of juvenile, like kind of like I'm gonna do some finger painting and shit. Like it's really tapping into that. But that's where they're at. It's like I don't think they've gotten to that point where they can see that the inner child even exists. I think some of them are lost in like I want to say like escapism. I see the temperance card in reverse, and temperance comes after death, by the way, in the tarot. Temperance comes after death, that alchemy of like mixing, like she's life and death, you know? It's the water and the fire. It's like it's always mixing these two things that don't really go together. But in reverse, it's excess. It cannot get it balanced. So it's like they haven't adjusted to this change. It's like they're right there in front of, like, say, I don't think they're even there in the situations anymore. I don't think they're in that dark. It's like, I feel like this is the past. I've seen some things, but they've really accomplished a lot more since then. They've really gotten themselves out that. But the scars are still there. It's like the wounds are still there. It's like Jesus. And I think they escape in a lot of different ways, whether that's through like drinking or like overeating. It's something that they do that just to numb a little bit because they've seen some shit. I'm gonna tell you that again. Like, I get it. Clarify this. So people are saying with the Five of Pentacles, no, the Five of Cups in reverse and the Two of Pentacles, it's like they're depressed, or like they just it's depression, but it's trying to get over it, but it's still in it. It's like it's not even fresh wounds anymore, but I still cry when I think about it sometimes. Like some of the things I've been through. And the Two of Pentacles kind of says like, but people can see through the fact that they try not to let it show, or they try to put that on a shelf as like, that's one side of me, but like they're trying to balance this thing out between the showing that and pretending everything's okay sometimes, because it's like no one wants to hear me cry, no one want to hear my bullshit. Like it's the story oldest time. I've been going through this forever. Like I just need to be over it already. They're not very sensitive with themselves. It's almost like that's that inner child. That's that moment to like nurture the inner child. It's like saying no. All those times your parents told you to shut the hell up because you're making too much noise, or you like stop, like having feelings that contradict mine. It made you feel wrong for them. It's like, yeah, that's your moment to count. Just let yourself feel like, no, baby, you just cry. Whatever you want to do today. I don't care. It's like if it's been 10 years, and no matter what, if that wound is still there, the inner child is still just screaming to be acknowledged. And they don't seem to know that it's not a sign of weakness to still have something affect you like that. And they may be the type of person that will tell you to get the fuck over it. Like, hey, get over that bullshit. Why you still crying? Like, I don't want to hear that bullshit. Like, I've been through too much. It's like they like tough as nails, but on the inside, it's like, really though, they still fucked up like everybody else is fucked up. They still feel things about it, just like everyone else still has their own, scars and shit. They just try really hard to pretend it doesn't exist through escapism or just pretending. But the good things they're saying is like they a hell of a worker though. We got the the Knight of Pentacles. It's like that's one of the ways they escape, baby. They may just be like a fucking workaholic too. It's like I can just leave. I'm kind of like that. Ain't gonna lie. Like I've like when I worked like outside of this, like I could just leave my bullshit like outside the door and just work my ass off. Excel, baby. You wouldn't know I was sleeping in my car or some shit. You wouldn't know what I was going through outside that place. But like, it was an escape for me. I get it. Shit, I get it. It's bad, but a shitty job is like a piece from your real world. The Empress in reverse, receive. It's like this is all about the reason why they can do that as well. It's like, yeah, you can escape through it, focus on something else, but they don't want to put themselves in a situation where they're lacking ever again if they don't have to. If they have the opportunity to not be as bottom as they have been when it comes down to having the resources and shit, I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna do something. Shit. I'm not doing this again. So with that is a great determination, but also a lack mentality, a scarcity mentality. I'll say that. Like I may run out. And we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And the Six of Wands. Oh, they're bad with money anyway. They're bad with money. It's I get it though. It's like if they come from a place where it's like ain't nobody had no money, who the fuck teaching you how to handle money? We ain't had no money that you teach me with. So it's like, how am I supposed to know what to do with money if y'all ain't never had no money? You know, you only living out the patterns that you saw growing up, like what your parents did, and that's a generational curse for some people. Learning how to have a balanced relationship with money. You know, preaching to the choir. Well, I'm gonna end it here. So, in other words, it's just summing it all up. They did some shady shit in the sense of like they did what they had to do. We ain't gonna judge them for it. Now they battling with that, and they battle with money. They could be Sagittarius, a Cancer, or a Virgo. Life path number 1, 7, or 3. The beautiful part about them is like they don't realize that they have the strongest potential to have the gift of manifestation, or the strongest ability to manifest in any of the piles. They don't even see it. And once they believe in their power, things will change. You don't get the Six of Wands, the Empress, the Ten of Pentacles. Just because they came out. They in reverse. Just because they came out. It's like they don't recognize their own power, and that's what I see. But sound off in comments, let me know what you think. And until next time, guys. Oh yeah, I got a sale going on the full moon in Capricorn sale, and I changed some stuff around about how we pay. Just check that out in general. Even if it's not when this is recorded, there'll still be something down in the description for you. But sound off in the comments, let me know. And remember, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye. Ba-da-da-na-na-da.